they're from Baltimore, I've stopped asking DC crowds how they feel about that. And I don't want to know, actually. I'm not interested in the opinions about Baltimore. I was at a show in DC recently, and I said I was from Baltimore, and someone yelled at me, and they were like, "Your mayor smokes crack." And I was like, "No, your mayor smokes crack." That was you. Our mayors just steal stuff, mostly. That's what we've been dealing with. It's really fun. Yeah, no, I am from Baltimore, and I think sometimes when you're from Baltimore, people ask you really silly questions about Baltimore. We have a reputation. A question that I get sometimes is, Baltimore, is it like The Wire? And I'm like, thank you so much for asking me. A person who would definitely know. Thank you. Is it like The Wire? The Wire is an HBO show, not a documentary, by the way. It's an HBO show. It's about drugs, crime, crooked cops, and politicians. And you're like, okay, you got us. That happens sometimes. Kind of a lot of the time. But that's just one narrative, you know? It's just one narrative. It's just one story. And any city has so many stories, right? It's Baltimore. It's also kind of like Step Up. Or Step Up to the Streets, depending on your neighborhood. And Step Up to, the first two, they're set in Baltimore. The third one, they go to Miami. But the first two, that's Baltimore, baby. Yeah. Step Up, if you don't remember, that's a dance film.
Oh, there he is.
Where a young white man introduces a young white woman to hip hop. And that is something that happens in Baltimore every day. It's really serious. We've got a lot going on. It's good. I love it. I love it. I love being alive. It's so fun. We're all having a good time. We're enjoying this. We're like, yeah, I'll keep doing this for a while, I guess. It's good. I've been thinking a lot about beauty standards for women. Can't wait for the day when I get released, you know? What age do we think that is? When do you think you don't have to participate anymore?
50?
50? I heard 50. I'm thinking 40, honestly. I'm gonna tap out and then just go straight hag. Gonna go hag at 40, and I'm like, you're welcome for everything you got, actually. You should be grateful that I put in so much work for so long. Hag at 40, crone mode. I can't wait to just... Yeah, I'm gonna curse people all the time, and I'm so excited for that. But I'm still participating for now, you know. But I'm selective. I do my hair, pick up my little outfits. I sound tired while I'm saying all of it. Yeah, it's exhausting, and it's expensive as well to pay for makeup, outfits, hair. Oh my God, you think these highlights are natural? No. Also expensive. Doing a lot. But I don't participate all the way. I do draw a line, because I won't shave it all. And then, yeah, now we all know a lot about me. Very intimate, very quickly, yeah. I don't shave it all, and that does mean that at a certain point I'm like a gourmet lollipop that someone has dropped on the carpet. You can pick it up and lick it if you want to, but you're gonna get a hair in your mouth. That's a guarantee, yes. Thank you for noticing how tasteful a joke that was. When you think about it, you're all like, wow, well done. Yeah, I can say it in front of children, and I have. People bring their kids to anything. Yeah. It's good. It is my boyfriend's favorite joke, because in his words, it's just so true. It was relevant recently. He had a hair in his mouth. He was like, just like your joke. Old lollipop. And I was like, that is not what I said. I said it was gourmet. You're welcome. It's good. We've been doing well. We've been together for a while. We have like 7 years. Wow. I know, we're all surprised. Shocking, actually. Yeah, well, yeah. 7 years, give or take. We took a little time off, but we're back together. We're working it out. We just went on a big trip recently over the summer. I don't know, was anyone else traveling this summer? Yeah, okay. Anyone go anywhere fun? Want to call it out?
Lisbon.
Spain.
Lisbon, Spain. Wow, what are we, international? Yeah, us too. We went to Ireland, which was really, I know, wow. Yeah, people were very excited for me to go to Ireland, I think, because it looks like that's where I should go back to. Yeah, they were like, they're gonna love you there. They didn't. They were not excited to see me. We actually have enough, like, pale white women with red hair and a mood disorder. We're full. Go home, turn the boat around. And we flew. But it was good. We had a fun time. We had great food, going to museums, checking things out. I don't know if everyone knows this, but in Dublin they actually have the National Leprechaun Museum. Anyone been?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell everyone else about it. You don't need to listen to this. I find a lot of people don't know what the experience is like. So if you haven't been to the National Leprechaun Museum before, this one's for you. They have two different experiences that you can choose from. You have to have a guided tour. There are two different experiences. There's a family-friendly daytime tour, which conversely means that there's an adults-only nighttime tour. Yeah, and that is the one that we picked because we were like, I have to know more. We got there, they were very nice people, very kind. We got there and they were like, hey, welcome, your tour's gonna start soon. Just so you know, no sexy leprechauns on this tour. We're like, okay, thank you. Thanks for letting us know. And then they told us that 2 more times. And it did make me very nervous because I was like, what energy am I giving off that you need to tell me thrice that there will be no sexy leprechauns here? How can I fix that? So what am I, yeah, it was, I was very nervous. But then I heard they were doing that to everybody, so I was like, okay, this is just a thing that they've regularly had to communicate. They've had some issues in the past where people have been very upset. And you're like, look, I was told adults only leprechaun museum tour. What am I supposed to think is going to happen? No sexy leprechauns. It was good. Our tour guide arrived. He was a nice young man. He did have a ponytail and a vest. That's kind of all I'm going to say about that. You know, just do like, okay, vest is one thing, ponytail is one thing, and then the combination of the two, you're like, okay, here we go. Yeah, vest and a ponytail. He was nice. I'm sure he was in some sort of theater program. But he did. My main problem with him, we learned a lot. It was a cool museum. I understand why they don't say these things to children because they were crazy. But my main problem was he kept telling us that he was a pervert. Thank you. I think that's the correct reaction. He kept telling us he was a pervert. He was like, kept being like, can you believe they let a pervert like me leave this tour? I'm like, I don't know, dude. I don't know what you do. You know what I mean? I'm not sure what direction this is going in, so hard for me to judge. And I tried to explain that to my friends when I came back, where I was like, that was a little weird, and they're like, what? Aren't we all perverts at the end of the day? I'm like, maybe. Do we tell strangers that 8 times in our first conversation? No, not most of the time. I don't think we're all doing that. And then another person was, oh, well, maybe it's a different sense of humor in Ireland, right? You know, maybe they're just like joking around. I'm like, that's fine. But I'm from America, and I'm a woman who does stand-up comedy, so I actually spend a lot of time with men who joke about being perverts into a microphone, and then like 7 times out of 10, you just wait a couple months, and you're like, oh, those were confessions, actually. Oh my God, can you believe the allegations? And then you're like, oh right, he said that, like a lot of times. Like that's his thing, so yeah, it's good. Love it. It's just a fun energy to be around. So maybe I'm just a little sensitive. I know I do have a lot of hang-ups, and I know that. Like, I was raised Catholic. Anyone else? Yeah. Yeah. How's that going? Good. We love it. It's so fun. I was raised Catholic, and I was really into it too, which is embarrassing to say. I was like an altar server for 4 years. I loved it. Yeah, we're all sad. But that did mean that I didn't have sex for the first time until I was 19 years old. And then when I did, I had never watched porn. before. So the only time I'd ever seen a penis was in a biology textbook. And they are so different when they're not cut in half. So, what am I looking at? Where's your cowboy's gland? Vas deferens? Ooh, yikes. Ooh. You all, I'm your host for tonight. You can clap it up for me really quick. Yeah. We're gonna have a fun night. We've got a great show for you. I'm so excited to bring up your next comic. She is hilarious, performs everywhere in DC.